What's good, y'all? This is your boy Joe Cliff. I hope everybody's healthy, happy, prosperous, and blessed. I hope everybody's doing what they have to do out there to better themselves and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? You know how we rocking. You know how we coming. We're here. It is Friday. Happy Friday. I hope you guys are being safe out there. I know you women like to be going out there shaking the tail feather. Fellas like to go throw a couple dollars and turn up. Be safe, because it's a crazy and a cold world out there right now. But you know how we here, why we rocking. There's been so much going on as far as the no jumper stuff. Like, stories are unraveling and things are getting a little crazy. After the whole Lush One situation, you know, they as far as back on Fig community, the community back on Fig, they decided to separate and part ways with Adam also to go on their own path, do their own thing. So with that, also Smack and Duno left, and it's kind of looking bland over there at No Jumper. So the thing is, with this situation, it's really more or less you losing your best talent. See, No Jumper has a bunch of people that they could shift in and out and mix up and stuff like that, but Adam kept these certain people and their positions, whether it's the Tuesday or Wednesday show, because them are their best days. Like, the Tuesday and the Wednesday show are probably the most viewed streams as far as podcast content when it comes to No Jumper. So to lose them, and well, I can't even really say that the No Jumper channel has over 1 million subscribers. People's always gonna be tuning in for Adam because they came to the channel originally for Adam before all this happened. This was Adam's channel, so he's always gonna be okay. And he does other things as far as other stuff with his wife and other things like that. So who knows? He's always gonna land on his feet. But the question is, will he land on his feet after what recently happened? So this is old. I'm not gonna say accusations or whatever the case may be, but allegedly, he's groomed a young woman, waited until she was of age and all this other stuff. So the story goes that, actually, hold on, we're gonna listen to, I think I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna pull it up and react. Let's see. Let me pull this up real quick. So yesterday, Adam went on Joe Budden's AMP show to talk about pretty much everything that was going on as far as the whole, he even brushed on the house phone situation, but mostly about everything that transpired over this past week and how literally No Jumper went from having one of the most diverse, probably the funniest, craziest, wild cast, to really having no superstars on that channel anymore. Well, you can't superstars as far as reality, streaming and stuff like that. These people are well known on the internet. The community channel got over 50,000 subscribers in a couple days since AD has left there. So they built their own fan bases on that channel, you know what I'm saying? AD was one of the main and integral parts of that channel when it came to the resurgence of No Jumper, because No Jumper, I wouldn't say it was by the wayside, but it was more or less like just kind of weird, like a lot of underground SoundCloud rappers, porn stars, things of that nature. That type of stuff was more like the lane where No Jumper was at before AD got there. Then AD got there, he started to come in more. He became a part of the No Jumper podcast Tuesday show and stuff like that. And he's became a fixture on the channel, you know what I'm saying? He has the We Hungry show. Him and Duno, they go out to different places in California, eat and all that type of stuff, food show. So AD's actually been bringing a lot of value to the channel. It's just as of late, so these guys have their own stream now. You could have I called this, honestly. I have videos that I already posted and stuff like that. I seen it coming because people like T-Rel, people like AD, they're more ambitious, and then you try to bubble them in and box them in, and then you give them the leverage and the leeway to go do what they want, and it's actually successful. So the thing was, No Jumper was kind of in the stage where I guess Adam was feeling like AD was kind of lacking on the content side, and this is more or less because of everything else that's going on outside of No Jumper. Like I said, the Back on Figs, the community, the Fig community, these guys, they probably stream about 5 to 10 times altogether throughout the week, and that's not on No Jumper. So the content is kind of, it's kind of conflicting, it's intersecting. You're talking about some things, or if you have a stream before your main show on Wednesday that's on No Jumper, you're already brushing up on certain content, certain topics and stuff like that. So now it's starting to intersect and mold and stuff like that. And it's just got a little choppy. It got a little, people stepping on people's toes. Adam really didn't expect for them to do what they did, how they did it in such a fast time. Like these guys, they have 2 live shows going on in California in June, sold out live shows. They literally just started these streams about 6 months ago. So big shouts out to AD, T-Rail, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that's a part of that situation. Smack, Pun, Duno, you know what I'm saying? All them guys that's a part of the Back on Fig, the community, Fig community world and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? So big shouts out to them guys. More or less, they're gonna land on their feet. But the crazier thing is, like, Adam tried to not take no accountability for everything that happened at first. He says that AD shouldn't feel the way that AD feels and things of that nature. So it kind of started to get a little shaky. Now Adam's kind of dealing with all the stuff that's been happening, whether him masterminding Lush One to go and speak to Poetic Flacco's old teachers and saying he's lying about where he's from, his old classmates, like stunts like that, you know what I'm saying? Adam has really been masterminding a lot of drama in the background, and a lot of it is now coming to the forefront. The whole house phone situation, him pretty much outing house phone and that whole situation with that young lady and stuff like that. So Adam has really been like a puppet master, behind the scenes, just pulling the strings, making stuff what it is. And a lot of the content on No Jumper, besides like the interview stuff, is very ratchet, it's very like jokey, it's very roasty. So like they roast each other, stuff like that. People start to step on each other's toes. And it was more or less bound to happen, the whole No Jumper breakup. But everything that's happening and transpiring after the fact, like I forgot about this whole Adam 22 allegation situation and all that stuff. So I don't know what happened with that back in. He said all the stuff this stuff came out in 2018. So supposedly Adam had met this young lady on a chat service where he spoke to her. She lived in Canada, you know what I'm saying? He finally got to talk to her on the phone and finds out that she was 16. So he says that they didn't really speak much after that. They went on about their lives. Just so happens that he ended up having some business or whatever. First and foremost, recommended friends, the girls pops up 3 years later on his recommended friends on Facebook. They follow each other, engage in some conversation. Just so happens he has to go to Canada for something. He asks to stay with this girl. He's staying with this girl. They hook up and things like that. The more or less, the thing with this situation is people are saying that he pretty much was a groomer and he was grooming this girl. There's no way that he lost contact with her within that 3 years just for him to double back and actually end up dating this girl and staying with her and her mom for a little bit and things like that. So more or less is people really saying that he groomed this young girl, he's disgusting, and the situation at hand is, I don't know how he looks at it, but all I know is we have this conversation between him and Joey So we're gonna pull this up. Actually, we're gonna listen to. We're gonna react to the academic strike. We're gonna react to the academic strike. Let's see. Here we go.
Good things come to those who work. So let's get to work. Get going. Get hustling.
Let's go get this money, man.
Let's get paid. Not later. Now. Because there are things we want.
Joe Budden, and that's before niggas even quit. I'm gonna be honest with you. So like, I'm not even too sure how much that was even. Let me see.
That shit 2 hours long.
Let me see. Let me find it. Let's see.
Grant just dropped the link.
Nation lovers only.
So this is pretty much academics reacting pretty much live because this was going on while academics was on live stream yesterday. So this is him reacting live to what Joe and Adam was talking about. Joe called Adam out on a lot of stuff. That like Joe, that's one thing. This was like Joe's aha moment. You could tell he was I can't say he was happy, but he wasn't holding back as far as the questions that he was asking and actually putting his foot on Adam's neck. Because if you know the history between Adam and Joe, when the whole Rory and Mo situation went down, Adam was one of the people that actually went out of his way to continue to talk about the situation, interview everybody that's possibly worked with Joe, you know what I'm saying, and had something to say and things like that. He interviewed Rory and Mo, Mandy and Bridget, and he always chimed in on the situation, even when it wasn't necessarily topic at hand. So, you know, it was kind of like, oh, look at what happened at Joe. So now Joe, he's pretty much in the opposite. He's sitting back and he's seeing all this unfold, and honestly, you really can't blame him.
Being ambitious at No Jumper and their views of where the network was headed and your views of where the network was headed is just two different places. Can you speak to me about that? Can you speak to me about the pivot that you want to make with your content? You said you want to be more political now?
No, not like specifically. It's just that in terms of the Tuesday show specifically, you know, I didn't feel like we had the best connection going at a certain point. And AD will tell you that when I had that conversation with him about replacing him on the Tuesday show, the first thing I said was, I think that this will be better for our friendship and our business relationship in the long run.
Adam, now there's been a few months. Do you have a better understanding on the point that myself and my co-hosts were trying to make to you when you were on our podcast? One of those points being about how white privilege allows for white people to come inside of hip-hop culture, use it and milk it for every single penny they can, and at the drop of a dime, change direction and act like they want nothing to do with any of that nigger bullshit.
Okay, but Joe, this is a fake.
And there we see, this is what I mean. Like, Joe's actually, he's gonna say what he has to say, because when Adam was on the show in August, I believe it was, they had the same exact conversation, like verbatim. Joe was calling him out on some of the things that he did, the way he uses his cast against each other. And Joe was saying how he pretty much thought that this was all masterminded behind the scenes. It was all made up and scripted. And now that things are coming to the light and he sees how things really are with Adam, it's kind of like a ha-ha, I told you so moment.
Fake narrative, because I interviewed 4 rappers yesterday. I interviewed like 12 rappers last week. YouTubers and porn stuff.
See, this is why I say Adam is like two-stepping. Bro, you don't have to do the pity interviews no more. For your own sanity, do what you want. Stop, like, they're already looking at you like a culture vulture or like white privilege when you do porn on the side. So even if, like, oh, I did 5 interviews, bro, they still looking at you like that. Because those 5 interviews you didn't even move the needle. What are people talking about? People talking about the Richard Spencer, brother. That's it.
Stars and commentators on whatever. I mean, that's just, I've always been.
So academics is more or less saying that this was kind of a part of Adam's plan because Adam, as if you've been watching No Jumper, like it's been like a lot of content straying more away from music. Like Gina Views, she's been the one that's been actually trying to integrate more music content, hip hop content into No Jumper. She's been doing the ciphers and things like that. You know, Lush just freestyled. AD did a freestyle. You know what I'm saying? Almighty Suspect did a freestyle and stuff like that. But as far as like the interviews and the panels and things like that, it's been a lot of political things. It's been a lot of it's been a couple white supremacists. It's been a lot of more. It's more how would I say this? It's pretty much more political and more like news type stuff than it is actually a hip hop outlet as far as the interviews and stuff like that. Yeah, they're still continuing to interview underground talent and stuff like that, but like he said, like the Spencer interview that Adam just had, that's probably one of his most viewed interviews. The panel he has with Destiny in court, that's highly viewed. Like he just did a video with Destiny about women that's against pornography and things of that nature. So he's kind of trying to make it more of a talk show type thing and take the hip hop element out, and he's straying more away from hip hop. So that's pretty much all academics was explaining. Like, if that's what you want to do with your platform, then do that, because at this point, the hip hop community already looks at you a certain way.
Been dabbling in all kinds of different subcultures.
Yes. Different subcultures like YouTubers, SoundClouders, porn, right? But how could you expect, I guess what I'm asking, how could you expect to not have any problems at your network, which is hip hop based for the most part, would you say? Or at least the people you surrounded yourself with are hip hop based. And then and then Richard Spencer. Can you talk to me about the decision to bring Richard Spencer on your show, on your Tuesday show, with no black people present?
It wasn't on the Tuesday show, but it was. I arranged a debate between Destiny, who's like a very popular left-wing commentator, and Richard Spencer. And I really didn't think, like, in terms of the other hosts, I didn't think this would be an issue, primarily because of the fact that, AD had been the one who wanted to have us interview Nick Fuentes, or we did like a debate, I guess, quote unquote, at a certain point a couple months ago.
The whole Nick Fuentes thing, like, and that's where, like, you know what I'm saying, Adam tries to jump through the hoops and the loops and all that other stuff, because he's pretty much saying, like, oh, since I already had this other racist guy on there, why not take it to the next level and have another racist guy that's even more racist than the guy that we had before? So it's kind of like, he's pretty much, I don't know how to explain it. Adam is just, he takes no accountability for what's going on, what's happening, and what's being said. And even if that was the case, even if, you know what I'm saying, he felt it was all right, then why wouldn't you have somebody that's black that could speak for the black people, you know what I'm saying, articulate our worth, you know what I'm saying? Because obviously this guy, Richard Spencer, he's a white supremacist. He feels as though, you know what white supremacy is. So, you should have somebody that can actually articulate our worth and what we mean to, the United States, or whatever the case may be, instead of having Destiny, who's another white guy. That's all Joe's pretty much trying to say. But Adam is, dodging the bullet.
But I guess he felt different about the Richard Spencer thing or whatever. And the other criticism I saw from Van Lathan was just that the debate was a little bit too much of a debate, that we didn't really take time to dig into the creation of the alt-right and racist statements that Richard Spencer's made in the past and everything, because his narrative that he's pushing now is that he's a changed man and he doesn't, harbor ill will towards whoever. And in the context of a debate, I didn't think it would be that controversial for us to platform it.
So, Adam, I admire the business that you've built, and I don't think any idiot could do it. Would you say that you handled that? One of the criticisms were that you handled Richard Spencer with kid gloves.
I definitely think the thing I should have done is I should have pulled back at a certain point and I should have tried to really zero in on any kind of negative statements about black people or anything racist in general, because it seemed like we focus more on the like liberal conservative binary and less on the the perception of him.
So pretty much he's saying he wished that he could have took the time to actually pander more, because if that was the case, that would have been the agenda. You know what I'm saying? That would have been the initiative to ask him why he feels this way. Can he speak on this? What is his real ideology behind certain things? You know what I'm saying? So it just be a lot of tap dancing around, because like, bro, if you bring this person in there, you know what type of person they are and you know what they stand for and their morals. You should have them questions ready to challenge what they stand on and what they believe if you're a true interviewer. That's a interview is pretty much like a debate. It's a sparring match, depending on what you're doing. If you're having like podcasts, a podcast is more like a sparring match of the minds. You know what I'm saying? You bounce ideas back and forth. You speak on certain things intelligently, and you try to pretty much debunk what the other person's talking about, depending on what the topic is. So you bringing this person here, knowing who he is, knowing what he stands on, and you don't have them certain type of questions to ask about his morals and his ideology, then that pretty much means that was never that he wasn't there for that anyway. So he forgot to pander. That's all he's saying.
Or the reality of him having inspired a lot of hate over the years.
So yes, you acknowledge that one of those criticisms are that you handled him with kid gloves.
Yeah, I mean, it probably should have been more of an interview. It probably should have spent more time on.
God damn, it's an hour long.
To leave the company.
So Gina just put it too, and it said. So I guess he sitting here capping talking about whatever this not so racist shit he talking. Apparently he was talking about some super racist shit.
Mm-hmm.
Check the VC chat.
Did she quit?
Yeah. She said a slave owner, a fucking slave owner, bro. Then she said, "Young money flying me out. I got bigger fish to fry. See you at South by Southwest."
So while they was live watching and going through this stuff, Gina, she got wind of the situation. I guess she went through everything. Adam had some comments saying how, I guess, he's more of a slave owner, like some weird comments throughout that interview, I guess, or something like that. So Gina views, she actually, she's stepping away too. So it's getting a little dark and a little ugly for Adam.
Shout out to Gina.
Where's this at?
On Twitter.
VC chat, Twitter, yeah.
Gina Views on Twitter.
Oh, she just tweeted it?
Yeah.
Yo, Act. After that, there's a clip where Adam's joking with Destiny about it's in the chat.
Twitter.
Yeah, VC chat.
G.
So she says, a fucking slave owner, bro. Young money flying me out. I got bigger fish for fries. See you at South by Southwest. Oh, good for her. Look like she got some shit going on. Is she quitting though?
That's a quit.
Somebody said, yo, Act, you look crazy defending a nigga who's a pedo. Lil Pump talking about a few years ago. This all been know you making excuses. Yo, here's my thing with no new news is being broken about Adam. Why y'all?
So it comes to turn out, I guess last night too, Lil Pump comes out and says he was on tour with Adam. Adam was sleeping with the same girls that he was, providing him with drugs. And at the time, Lil Pump smoked perp. These guys was 15, 16 years old. So it's like, it's a snowball effect. Like, he's literally smooching. This is karma. Like, wow. Like, oh, you did Wow, like it's instant. It goes on, like it's crazy. I don't know, like if he wasn't white, I would say that he'll be able to actually. If he wasn't white, I would be saying he's cooked. But we've seen some amazing things based upon skin color, and I'm not even a racist. But we definitely seen some crazy things based upon skin color.
If y'all knew something about a nigga, bro, get them out of the paint early, bro. Like, what I'm saying is that, like, why are we now trying to get selective outrage? Like, niggas been knew about this girl. Niggas, there's no new information coming out. Like, it's just kind of coming off like people just want to, oh, okay, we got him type of shit. And I just don't like, bro, I don't even like fighting a nigga who weak. I want a nigga at full strength.
Get away with a great deal at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Now's the time to get in.
Let me see, semi-pause. Oh, he's just, refresh. Oh, let me see this.
What you were doing. You said I was doing, so I got away.
So here's why we're here. This is the part that we came from. Had to find it. We're here. So this is when Joe got to the meat and potatoes of the situation, and he was calling Adam out on his bullshit. He didn't hold any punches. He let him know what he needed to be said, and he pretty much was saying like, bro, you like allegedly you was grooming this young girl. Like that's what he was saying. Listen, like this is
away from her. Well, you didn't get away from her if by the grace of God she ends up back in your life while she's now of age. You're spending the night at her fucking mom's house. What type of white boy pervert shit are you? What are you talking about?
Nah, stop it.
What?
Yeah. Stop it.
yo
Stop
throwing
it.
punches. Joe is not holding back. He's throwing punches. He's not holding back. He's saying what he has to say.
So, Joe,
Joe trying to get that bag.
Boy. I just want y'all to see academic face real quick.
shit about dating somebody once they're legal and of age.
That's academic space.
You know what it sounds like? I'm not saying this is what it is.
Joe, I didn't say a word to her for 3.5 years. That, you know, it's like we just sort of ended up.
You waited for the girl. You waited for the girl, Adam.
Huh?
You waited for the girl.
I didn't wait for anything. We just ended up reconnecting later on.
How did you reconnect later on? Or the Facebook algorithm put the girl in your bed? You didn't know at that point that you probably shouldn't. You knew what you were doing.
Yo, what's the timestamp on that? God damn, bro.
Even the amp is saying Cardago, bro. Saying Cardago.
Bro. Brethren.
Cardago.
Big brother. Sir.
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh my God.
He's out here red shirting.
So all this is happening. I'm just wondering, how is Adam 2020? I was about to call him Adam 2020. I be watching too many documentaries and shit. But I'm just trying to wonder how, man, damn, this was some fire. This was some fire. Holy. But yeah, what is he going to do? Like what? How? Who, what, where, when, how? Let me know what you guys think about this 22 situation. This was like my first like type live video. I've never done nothing like this. I'm gonna get it going so I can actually put the video in here like I be seeing other people doing. But for now, let me know what you guys think. This is kind of crazy, this whole Adam 22 debacle. Like, I don't know how you come out of this one, especially. And then the crazier thing is, Joe was telling him, like, maybe you should talk to your publicist more. After getting the information out of him, Joe was like, yo, maybe you should speak to your publicist more about how to answer these type of questions. He thought that Adam was gonna play jump rope with him, and then he just literally jumped into the sink. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Joe ain't shit neither. Joe really ain't shit. He knew what he was doing, and then he's gonna tell that man to go speak with his publicist. Holy. But let me know what you guys think. This is your boy Joe Cliff. We're on Outside Looking In, Joe Show, all that good stuff. We're gonna do some more of these reactions. Holla at me. Make sure you hit that thumbs up. What's good, y'all? This is your boy Joe Cliff, and what I'm gonna need for y'all to do is to hit that like button, hit that share button, comment a little something. Make sure you subscribe and get these videos running. We gotta get these analytics up. We gotta get it running through the algorithms, and we gotta get it going. Make sure you tap in. Joe Cliff, Outside Looking In, all that good stuff. You already know the Joe Show. We rocking. Thank y'all. We up.